This lesson will introduce you to pedagogy. I will provide you with a clear definition of what it is, and together we will make connections between adolescent learner characteristics, learning theory, and pedagogy. So by the end of this lesson, you will recognize how important it is for you, as an instructional designer, to understand and know your learners. Understanding adolescent development is critical to designing educational experiences that provide developmentally appropriate learning environments. The key areas of adolescent development are intellectual development. To make sense of the world around them, young adolescents, as learners, build upon their individual experiences and prior knowledge. Social development. Young adolescents tend to emulate their esteemed peers and non-parent adults. While they prefer to make their own choices, the family remains a critical factor in final decision-making. Physical development. Physical development often affects young adolescents' emotional, psychological, and social development. Moral development. Young adolescents often pose broad, unanswerable questions about life and refuse to accept trivial responses from adults. Emotional and psychological development. Because of young adolescents' need for affiliation and belonging, they must have opportunities to form affirming and healthy relationships with their peers. We also read about Erik Erikson, an early pioneer whose work in psychosocial development impacted educational approaches. Introduced in 1950, Erikson's theory states that the environment in which a child lives is crucial to providing growth, adjustment, a source of self-awareness, and identity. Erikson believed the psyche, our thoughts, feelings, and intelligence, were acquired through social experiences. Erikson's theory provides us with a conceptual framework that describes how knowledge is absorbed, processed, and retained during learning. According to Erikson, cognitive influences, emotional influences, environmental influences, and prior experiences all play a part in understanding how adolescents acquire and change their worldviews, as well as how knowledge and skills are retained. Instructional designers rely on learner characteristics, as well as these learning theories such as Erikson's, to guide designs and provide the foundation for learning environments. Pedagogy is the art or science of teaching children by using theory and practice to influence student learning. The process of pedagogy is to present content in the context of learning strategies that access the learner's cognitive process. For example, effective pedagogy suggests 4 assumptions instructional designers should make about adolescent learners. First, dependence. Adolescents are dependent upon the instructor for all their learning, so good subject knowledge, good preparation, and good delivery can win over an adolescent crowd. Second, experience. The learner comes to the activity with little experience, which is why children and teenagers are naturally programmed to find role models and copy them. Third, guided. Adolescents are told what they have to learn and learn best by doing. Activities should deliver particular learning objectives in an engaging way. And fourth, motivation. Adolescents are primarily motivated by external pressures, such as effective praise and good grades. Knowing how your learners think, feel, and learn will help you formulate pedagogy tailored for a specific audience. For example, I designed this e-learning experience with your needs in mind. Therefore, I included strategies to allow you, an adult learner, to self-direct in a practical, experience-driven approach. Teaching strategies that are governed by the pupil's background knowledge and experience, situation, and environment will drive your pedagogical decisions. For example, using Erikson's theory and adolescent learner characteristics as our framework, we know that adults are the most influential people during the identity versus role confusion stage. each of us at some point in our development looked up to a role model. I am certain you can recall one or two from your past. It's okay. Erickson says role models were necessary in this stage because all of us lacked experience. So, teachers, athletes, movie stars, and rock stars and the like provided us with inspiration and motivation. Knowing this, a designer could engage learners by using adult role models as examples in a lesson to capture and sustain the attention of an adolescent audience. What discourages your learners is as important as knowing what motivates them. So, considering your audience's needs, limitations, wants, preferences, and motivations within your pedagogy will help you confidently and easily design for a variety of audiences.